What up? What up? What up? Zard, your fantasy football talk. And sorry we late, y'all, but you know how we do. But we here though. Another week in the books. I'm riding this Jay. What's going on, bro?
Hey, nothing much. Welcome everybody out there, or Ciolina Lord. I see Justin joining us. Good
What's up,
to see
Justin?
you again. For Facebook family, we're struggling over here. We got people behind the scenes working to try to get it going. But we're having some. So we started a couple of weeks ago, streaming there simultaneously, but we don't seem to be so simultaneous today. So
It's
sorry
all
about
good.
that. But
Yeah, it's
hey,
all good.
but
We'll get
everybody
it going.
is good. Yo, um,
What's up?
just trying to get some confirmation on a couple of things, but it was a good week. Uh,
Yes,
we
it
got
was.
we got Halloween coming up. I went 7-10 out of my 10 leagues.
That's good for you, man, because you've
So
been you've been like struggling lean a little bit to win some games, man. And
the last few weeks have been terrible to say the least, but
yes.
I am back in the saddle, 7-10. Even beat my father. Sorry about that. In one of the leagues. How about you? How'd you do this week?
I went 4-2. I did good. I'm on a positive. I've been winning every week. Oh gosh, what are we doing here? What are we doing?
Huh?
What is this for? Halloween? I mean, come on. What are we
I,
doing here, Jay?
I don't even understand what you're talking about.
Okay, well, he got something going on in the backyard. He's doing something with his mask. But we go look. I went 4-2. It's been a pretty good week. I'm actually winning some games, and playoff time is looking pretty good for you, boy, over here. If playoffs will start, I'll be in the playoffs in 5 out of the 6. So I'm good. I got a big matchup this week uh, against this guy across the way from me here. With his mask on. I don't know what he's doing, man. Like seriously, but we got a couple of matchups we played each other this week. But one matchup is in the league that we normally used to dominate back in the day, when we was 1-2, pretty much. But it's the same now with 1-2. I'm in second, he's in first, and it's for the first place. So hey, let's make it a good one this week. What you doing this mask, man?
Yo, hold on. I don't think the sound's gonna come through the mats, but got my Ashton Genty on. So
Oh my
we
gosh.
got the Michael Myers
Would
thing
you
on with
stop?
the Raiders uniform. We got the mask. The Raiders are coming off a bye week, so I expect to see Michael Myers coming back. And you got to face him. No, hold on, wait. I don't think you face him, and I don't think you
No,
beat him
no,
this week.
I don't have him. You don't. I'm not playing in the two leagues I play you. I don't think he on your team.
Yeah,
But I'm not
he's
worried
on.
about him though.
You should be.
I
I
should
hope.
not be.
I know the Raiders have been terrible, and the last time they were on the field, they looked like
Yeah.
hot garbage. But I'm
Okay.
hoping the bye week did everybody so good. Yo, speaking of the Raiders, because I know that's what everybody tunes in to hear about.
No, they don't. Not
Right,
really.
We
right.
Aiden O'Connell is back in practice. They're getting the process started for him to come off of injured reserve. So
Okay.
if Gino continues to throw the interceptions and they can go ahead and cut Kenny Pickett, you might see the notorious AOC back on the field.
Really?
I'm just
You
saying,
do. You do know they're paying Geno Smith a ton
too
of money.
much money.
A ton of money. And I don't really think it's a place on the field for Aiden O'Connell, because they would have played Aiden O'Connell this year. At least
He's
would have
been hurt.
named him.
He's been hurt the
I'm
whole
just
year.
no. I'm just saying they wouldn't have signed Gino though. They would have at least gave Aiden the keys a little bit, if not one key,
Look,
a half a
they
key or
they
something. I
they're
mean,
not
gee.
believers. They're not believers. But
Okay.
and I'm okay with them if they had signed the Geno Smith that we saw over there in Seattle. But the Geno
Hmm.
Smith that's been playing in Las Vegas has been complete
He's been
cheeks.
bad. He's been bad.
He's
I
been
will give you
beyond
that.
bad.
He's
So
been bad.
so
So we
we'll
gonna see about that, but he got to play better. They said they're gonna stick with him.
yeah, they will. They
So
gonna like you said, they're paying him too much to not
to not
uh,
stick
to
with him.
not let him go
So
for a while. So we'll see. Let's hit some questions we got out here. First off, are you a PS4, PS5 guy?
I'm a PS guy. I'm a PS5, so I do have a
I'm about to say
PS5.
PS1.
I've had the PS2, PS3, PS4. I got the PS5, PS6 come out. I'm buying it. Um, my daughter don't know. I'll probably get her one for her for Christmas. But yeah, I'm a PS5 guy. So
All
holler at me, Justin. I
right.
seen you my game with Chad. We can do something.
All right, you got a 12-man league that Justin is currently 6-2. Started one quarterback, two running backs, two wide receivers, a tight end, a flex. Yeah, it's Josh Allen, who should have a very good week. That
Hmm.
those Bills Chiefs games are always classic. He also has
Always,
Bijan, Brees Hall, R.J. Harvey, Hendo, um, Rashard Smith, Jordan Mason, who I won't talk about a possible one, Jordan Mason. Wide receivers got AJB, which won't be useful this week. DK, Marvin Harrison, Kishon, Quentin Johnston, Christian Watson. Tight end is Kelsey and Goddard. Do we trade away Henry and Marvin for Justin Jefferson and Gatson? He doesn't need tight
um,
ends, but could probably trade one. What do you think?
I mean, if they willing to trade Jefferson, I'm doing it regardless because it's Jefferson. Jefferson is Jefferson. You're gonna do that, but I don't know, man. I just have
Mm,
this weird feeling that Baltimore is kind of get on a roll. And you seen last week, Derrick Henry kind of got back on track a little bit.
mm-hmm.
So I would kind of be hesitant to get rid of Derrick Henry if if I wouldn't do it. I would. And then honestly, I'm a Jefferson guy. I like Jefferson.
Yeah,
Well, you got to see what JJ do when he get back,
that's gonna
as
be your
far as
question. Yeah,
getting him the ball and making sure he get his touches and things of that nature. So I don't know if to me I wouldn't do it. I would kind of stand pat a little bit in this situation and kind of just stay where it's at. And then with the whole tight end thing, to me this year, like I said last week, tight ends I like kickers. You can change them out every week, and unless you got like the top one or two tight ends, and then it's probably possible for you to make it work for you. Um, but yeah,
yeah. For me, I only make trades when I feel I have a need. That this trade hits. I don't really see. It's not a bad trade. I don't think.
mhm.
But I don't see it as a necessary trade at
I
this
don't either.
at this point. So I'd say nah on that one and just roll with it. But appreciate the question. Follow up Tamara Jones 9063.
That's
Uh,
my sister.
okay, they need to
Yeah, that's
get in on this chat so they can destroy. Oh, ouch! It's violence.
well, it's my sister through somebody else, but yes, it's my sister's
Just to see the
thing. But
bets
yeah,
made next year, they can be on the lookout. Hey, if it's your sister that's always open in the women's fantasy football
well, it's
game,
not my
which
sister. It's my sister's boyfriend. I think, if I'm
oh,
not
okay,
mistaken, she's just
okay,
uh
okay,
probably using his YouTube, her YouTube
okay.
probably.
So,
Yeah, yeah.
well, hey,
But yeah, I mean, we
hey,
got to
that's other leagues too. So
yeah,
we can we can
we
make
in
a spot.
we can't. Hey, look, we commissioners over here. We definitely can make a
uh,
spot for a lot of these things. So, you
I,
ask, you may get in. I'm
I
just
don't
saying.
know about this destroying part. That
I
that,
don't know that. Look, come on, man.
but you know.
We're 10 plus years of winning championships. I don't know. This guy's talking out of his neck, man. What are we talking about here? Like we got rings on top of rings, man. Like
Yeah.
rings on top of
Well,
rings. Like seriously.
it's been a ringless few years for your boys, so I need to
Yeah,
get some rings
I
this
I've
year.
got a few. I got two last year.
I've got
So.
a 2 year drought I'm going off on, so I'm trying to get it better. Let's see if our producers had any success on that side. Are you ready to join us?
Are she promoting
Yeah,
cookies
let's
today?
go.
All
She
right,
promoting
so
cookies. I see it
get
coming.
get on and let us know how things are going, how things went for you this week.
Oh, darn it.
Uh-oh. What?
I'm struggling, y'all.
Yeah.
Um, so sadly, this will be the last thing of fantasy football sucks.
Yeah, she
Uh,
really.
and tell us
Yeah,
why.
not the cookies.
Yeah. So this is the last bit. If I do it, it'll just be play fantasy, eat a cookie. But the league that I just didn't think I was gonna win a game, I actually won.
So she had two winless teams, and she's won in
There you go.
weeks.
See,
So
you got to keep hope alive. Keep hope alive.
No,
It's
no,
okay.
I wasn't keeping hope alive for that one. So
Oh my
me and
God.
the Jets won last week.
yeah, the Jets got their first win, and which was this was the SMFL league
Yes.
that you got the first. So both of y'all got your first wins this week. So congrats.
Yeah.
But I still have a cookie.
Okay, well, I
Tell us
said
about it.
fantasy football still sucks because I lost in a league I didn't think I was going to lose, so I'm mad, so it sucks. But I had planned this before I thought I was going to win, so I just had to follow through. So for
On the
Halloween, I
expectation of
am, if
sucking.
you didn't know, Asia
Lord
Wilson.
have mercy. I mean, that was
And
obvious that she was Asia Wilson. We seen that.
yeah, I can't keep this ear thing in my ear, so I'm about to just sign out. Um, but in honor of Adrian Wilson and it's Halloween, and this is who I'm going as this year. This week's cookie is all that in a bag of chips,
Yep.
but it doesn't have chips in it. It has pretzels because that's all I had. But yeah, so it has pretzels, chocolate chips, like those Whopper, malted milk ball cookies in it, and pecans.
Very good.
So it's like
Okay.
everything in the kitchen sink.
Okay.
Plus, I'm about to get chocolate all over my mic and everything over here.
Hey,
Mm,
hey, hey, hey. It's
sorry.
okay.
But hey, it's
So
worth
just to
it.
clarify, bro, that's actually my brother,
Okay. Yeah. See.
Tamara Jones. And bro, she's not a Jets fan. She's a
Mm-mm.
Chief, she's a
No,
Chiefs
no,
fan, but
no.
she
I
was
am not a
Not a Chiefs
Chiefs
fan this
fan.
year.
well, she
taking
Why you
was a
even say
Chiefs
that?
taking a
fan.
1 year hiatus.
She was a Chiefs
I am
fan.
A Las Vegas Aces fan.
So, but
Completely different
again,
sport.
she was winless like the Jets for a little while, so she got her wins and they got a win. So that's the whole thing behind that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I've been doing this. This will not stay in my ear. Forget it. I don't need to hear y'all. Fantasy football sucks. Eat a cookie was because I couldn't win in two leagues. Like I couldn't buy a win. I was setting lineups. It just wasn't working. So I won in one last week and I won in the other this week. So I can't really say this anymore. So this is pretty much kind of the last week of fantasy football sucks. Eat a cookie. I mean, it still
Yeah.
can suck, but if
I
I
mean,
won a
I
game, then it
honestly,
doesn't suck so bad.
I think it's a good promotion. I think
Yeah.
we should do going forward. We should have the promotion of because we don't have any sponsors, so we can sponsor your cookie business as a sponsor on the show just weekly, like we normally do, and bring you some business because it's all family around here. That's what we do. I think it's a great idea. People love the cookies that you promote, by the way.
Yeah. And I do too. And you're talking about honey buns. Well, the cookies are my problem. So.
And sadly, I keep making them.
Yeah. So I've
But
got
yeah, fantasy football sucks.
sometimes.
Eat a cookie.
Sometimes,
Yeah, so I
if you
have
think
to
about it.
change my
Yeah,
sign and
we did new. Well, actually, I say it like this: it's gonna still suck as the season goes on a little bit. So we'll still need some cookies here and there to lift our spirits.
Definitely.
But glad all across the board we seem to have got quite a few wins.
Oh, guy.
and I can't keep. I don't even know where the earpiece went.
But we got wins across the board. So congratulations, us. Yo, in the audience, let us know how
Well,
your
whoopsie.
week. Oh,
Woo, found it.
Oh my gosh.
all right, we gonna have to get another rating for the show. What do we got
No,
going on?
that's
Uh,
what fell.
it's okay. we gonna hit some
Let's hit
news.
some
We hit some news.
news.
Let's hit some news. Jaden Daniels coming back this week.
Woo!
But on the bad side,
Uh,
Scary Terry's out this
yeah,
week.
right.
That's the
Um,
boo.
but again, I'm happy that Scary. that that Jaden Daniels is back because I got him in Dynasty.
Uh-huh.
So I'm glad he's coming back. I do need him to try to get a win this week in
Yeah.
there because I play a good opponent. And Scary Terry, I got him in another league. I really needed him this week, but it's cool. I got some backup. But I think going they saying is a neck injury,
Yeah.
so I'm not sure what the time frame is as far as him being out. But I'm just gonna go ahead and say, let's go ahead and talk about Luke McCaffrey going forward because Luke McCaffrey is gonna benefit the most
Yeah.
from this injury because he's he played a lot of snaps last week as a third receiver, but I think this week he's gonna be the number two receiver with
Exactly.
Debo out there. So if you can get Luke McCaffrey, I would grab him. But I'm pretty sure he's not available now because he's been doing work for the last couple of weeks. So I think it will be hard to get him. How you
Yeah.
feel about that?
Yeah, he's been putting in work. If you've been watching the last few weeks, I've mentioned Luke McCaffrey several weeks with Scary Terry being out because he's
Hmm.
been in my starting lineup because one of my dynasty teams are so bad. But he's been getting in touch. Like I said, last week was not that good. But I think with Scary Terry fully out, it should be
Yes.
a better week for Luke McCaffrey. You dodged a bullet because Scary Terry is out on the week. We actually played each other twice in
Yes.
two different leagues. And in one of those leagues, I did have Scary Terry. So now I'm going to have to put in Jalen Coker as my replacement.
Good luck with that one, boy.
Hey, I'm a Coker believer, but
Do you? Are you?
eh,
Yeah.
eh,
Oh
So
no,
you
I'm
gonna
not.
believe this
I
because
don't know
that's all
about
you
that.
got.
I
I
mean,
believe that's all I got exactly. So we gonna
it's got to
see.
be other options than Jalen Coker out
Jalen,
there.
oh no, Jalen Coker puts up numbers. Last week was his first week back, so he didn't do a whole bunch. But
Okay.
last season when he's in, he's good, and we'll see. I think they expected Andy Dalton to probably play
No,
another
no,
week,
no.
or Bryce Young. I don't know.
Bryce Young is back this
He's
week.
back for certain this week.
Yep, fully practiced today. They
Okay.
took off the questionable tag, so he is playing this week.
I don't know
So
if
you
that's
do.
better or worse.
I
So
mean, compared to what Jaden did, I mean, compared to what you call it did
yeah,
last
Adam
week,
Dalton was terrible last week. Yeah.
it's no way that's a great thing that Bryce Young is back. And again, to me, that's just proving. I want to say the little bit of value that Bryce Young has as the quarterback of that team is not a lot,
Not a lot.
but it's definitely somebody that you would kind of I ain't gonna say build around, but you might want to throw him a small contract, just a little bit, because they were winning games with him this year, obviously. So if they try to value the winning part of it and not the production part of it, I think at the end of the day he could kind of get a contract later on down the line. Um, but they do need him back because which guy looked terrible last week,
Well,
bad.
yeah, he was. But since we're talking Panthers, also back in the fold, Chuba Hubbard. How do you think the rest of the season goes with him and Rico Dowdle? Rico
Well,
been
I
saying he's
read
gonna be the guy.
Well, I read that Rico Dowd is probably gonna push for more
Yeah,
carries this week. Well, going
that's
forward,
what they
period.
said. Yeah,
I just find it strange because they just paid Chuba Hubbard last year a big contract, and I don't understand. And I get, it's a league
yeah,
where, you want to have two healthy running backs, and you want to have some type of two-headed monster. You really don't find it rare that one team runs one running back anymore. So they
right.
normally run two. I don't like the split. Um, personally, I think Chuba's a better running back. I just think Rico had two good weeks against two bad defenses,
True.
if that makes sense. Because he didn't do nothing last week
No.
to justify even getting more time. Because they basically going off the 2 weeks against the one against Dallas and the week when they played. I forgot who they played that week, but he ran for almost 200 yards both weeks. So at the end of the day, you got to think about it. They're going based off that. When you can't go based off Chuba has always been good
Mm-hmm.
with 15 to 20 carries. So if you're thinking about it that way, I'll roll with you, but I say don't. If you got them, because I have them, don't cut them. Keep them.
Yeah,
Obviously, you hold on to them and just see how that works. Honestly, for me.
sounds like good advice. Good advice. Other
Um.
NFL stories?
Oh yeah, we got I don't know if this is a big story, but I think it's big for the Jets so they don't have a receiver.
Yeah,
The Jets traded for a receiver this week. John Meacham the third. He is a former wide receiver from Houston, Houston Texans with
played at
Alabama.
Alabama.
He was good at Alabama. Could have been a system, could have been whatever. It could have been a lot of things at Alabama. Alabama always produced good receivers. But I think I don't if Justin Fields can show what he just do a little bit of what he did last week, because obviously they're missing obviously their best receiver. He's out for a while. So
Yeah,
I would say it's a good trade. He gets more opportunity to play there because he won't play in Philly.
no.
Not behind those two receivers anyway. So I think John Meacham third probably gets a better shot of playing right away and doing something with the Jets. So
Do you, do you pick them up on waiver wires now that that trade
um
has processed? Do you think
I
it's that
would if
much?
I would with bye weeks coming up
Hmm.
because he's a good bye week fill-in. I'm not saying you go grab him and play him over your starters that you normally would, but at the end of the day, you play him for a bye week fill-in and go from there. In my opinion,
Okay.
what you think?
Uh, it's hard to say. Like you said, he was a really big impact player in Alabama, but his rookie year he lost that entire year due to a battle with leukemia, and so his
Hmm.
NFL career just hasn't gotten off to a start. And like I said,
Yeah.
in Philly, he didn't get look at the wide receivers they had in Houston when he finally was healthy. He
Oh
wasn't gonna
gosh.
he wasn't gonna crack that lineup. He wasn't gonna crack the Philly lineup. But with the Jets, I mean, they still have Adam Lazard as one as their starter wide receiver. So I think he can get some play there. The question
Yeah.
would be the play from the quarterback position. And we've
Well, it's
seen,
funny. We was having a conversation earlier before we came on. I was like, I can't even. If you put the Jets lineup quarter wide receivers in the
yeah,
lineup, I couldn't tell you which one was the Jets lineup because we don't
yeah,
know. I
yeah,
mean, they talk more about the rookie tight end more than anything,
yeah. Because
and that's
yeah,
it.
they don't have a lot of talent there. We've talked about it before that their wide receiver core is similar to the Raiders in that there's really one guy and then a bunch of nobodies. It's a
Yeah.
tight end that's really potential. When Garrett Wilson's out, then that tight end Mason Taylor becomes their best receiving threat. So it should be. I think he's worth throwing a dart at. Stash him on the bench and see where it goes. He'll have a week to sort of get adjusted to the offense as they're on bye this week, and
Hmm.
week 10, if you need to, try it out.
Now I have one more piece of news, and then we can jump into something else like we always do.
Hmm.
Um, Brock Purdy again not playing this week.
Right.
Um, and like you said, me and you talked, and I was to me he should have been on IR already. I think that injury is worse than they're leading on, and I don't know why they're doing this. It's like you're putting pressure on him to play when you know at the end of the day he's probably not ready or healthy to play because of that
Yeah.
toe injury. And toe turf is a couple of different stages of turf toe. You got the
Yeah.
non-serious, then you got the mid grade, then you got like the serious one, which Joe Barrow has. That's why he ended up having surgery. My question to you is, do you put him out on the field if he's 75%? Because what I'm hearing is I think they're pushing him because of the contract.
Hmm.
And I think that's a bad reason to put him out there because you are paying him a lot of money. You would want him to get healthy more than anything. Um, but what would you do in that case if you was in that situation? Would you put him on the field because of the money, or you would continue to play Mac Jones?
You're paying him a lot of money,
Yes,
but you're paying him money for the long term. So
that's
if
true.
there's a chance of you messing up that long term view, I just keep playing Mac Jones and sit Brock Purdy until he's actually ready.
Mhm.
But if he's healthy, you play him. Even at 75%, 80%, because quite frankly, that's the NFL.
That's
Everybody's
true.
hurt
Yeah, from
to
week
an
one you
extent.
always hurt. So yeah.
But if he's healthy enough to play, you play him because he is your starter, which means he should give your team the best chance. I know you probably don't buy into that
Ah,
completely, but
um, look, I'm trying to look. I'm back as a Niners fan, so I'm
right.
trying to be, the guy. Look, I love my Niners, which everybody know I love my Niners.
Veto.
Asia
I love
Wilson
my
is
Niners. I do.
calling you out.
It's
Veto.
fine. It's fine. It's cool. But I just feel like on a serious note, he's been out what 4 weeks now. It's about 4 or 5 weeks he's been out. Right? He's been out since week 2. At this point, you could have put him on IR, and he would have. It wouldn't have been no back and forth of if he's gonna play or not.
Yeah.
It could have been okay. We just need you because the thing is, if he's practicing or trying to practice and trying to play, like, don't you think that's hurting him a little bit? In my opinion.
I don't think it really hurts because he is the starter, and so
No, no, I get that part.
so
What I'm
so
saying is,
the
if he's
the,
not
the back
healthy,
and forth. It only hurts if they put him in and then have to take him back out again, and that kind of back and forth can be hurtful. But if it's just is he gonna play from week to week? I don't think that's a concern.
okay,
But
makes sense.
we'll see. Welcome, we got Lewis Bracy joining us. I know last week you were joining us on Facebook. If you came in late, we're having some technical difficulties. We've got our best people on it, trying to see if we can get simulcast going.
Veto. Veto.
We got our best people on it.
You know what? I'm done with both of y'all.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Yeah, IT's working on it. IT. Woo, to
That's
the
he.
IT team.
That's he is definitely working on it.
That's why we pay our producer big money, right?
Yes, we do. You
Yo,
know.
I got to ask you two questions related to news. One I meant to ask you earlier. How's your NBA fantasy going?
Well, that's a good question. Actually, I'm not even really doing nothing with it. But I ain't touching my lineup now one bit. But I'm winning though,
You
which
got
is,
Victor up in
I mean, that's
he's been going crazy for
honestly,
the
I got a
Spurs.
really good team. To be honest with you, my
Oh.
team really is not that bad.
Uh,
Sorry, I
I let
read
the
the
computer
comment.
draft the team, so
so you got
I'm winning. I'm winning both leagues.
okay.
Seriously, like I'm. You know what? I'm actually kind of starting to kind of like it a little bit because it's not as hard.
Listen.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because it's not as hard as I thought it was gonna be. Because
Right.
you really don't have to
Woo!
change your lineup because you can set your lineup for a week
Yeah.
and literally just leave them in there and then they'll play the games and they'll tally up the scores. So basically, when people say, "Oh man, you're playing, you change your lineup every day," no, you don't. You really set a lineup. I have not touched the lineup at all, and I played the same people, and I'm projected to win 308 to 243 at the moment. So I don't know what that means, but
It
I
means you
don't.
have
But
more points than the person you're playing. That's all
I
that
mean, but
matters.
no, because they got one guy. I'm gonna tell you, this guy that I'm playing, it
Uh,
don't matter, right? Because he got Luca, who's out for the next week,
right.
and he got DeAndre Fox, who's not playing either. So either way, I'm gonna win because he's got two people in the lineup. It's a free league, so they really don't care. But
Right.
I take these because it's gonna take me to platinum
It
status.
helps you learn
It, it,
as
hey,
well.
look, I might start a league next year. I
Hey,
don't know yet.
I'm
You gonna
cool
play?
with it. Hey,
Hey.
similarly over here, we not only do NFL fantasy, we do hockey.
And
Uh,
I won. Woo!
Hockey team is still undefeated. Both of
There
our
you go.
hockey teams are undefeated, but we play each other this week,
Yeah.
and so one of us is gonna take an L.
Yeah.
And
But I
so,
gotta ask you a question.
yeah.
Are y'all changing y'all names in that league to make it seem like you're serious?
Oh
Because a
yes.
lot of these
No,
guys in this
if you
league they haven't
here's
they
my
haven't
rule
changed their
for
names.
fantasy football and fantasy hockey, fantasy basketball, fantasy any sport. If you
Okay.
don't change your name when you
It's
come in,
not
you're
real.
not at all serious, and I don't take
Okay.
you seriously
All
because
right.
that's it. Your name and your fantasy team defines who you are. And so
Okay.
if you just go with the generic, they gave me the thing. If I see team blah blah blah, and I know that's Yahoo or ESPN or whatever gave that to you, you're not serious. You gotta come with some originality, some creativity. Uh,
Okay.
what's your
Well,
basketball name? Have you changed it yet?
no, I haven't. I haven't made up a name yet.
You
So
gotta
it's
come up with
Rodney's.
something.
It's called Rodney's best team,
That is my
whatever that
best
means.
name.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, super
But
cool.
I'm gonna come up with a name because I don't know
Yes.
if silent killers can work for basketball.
Hmm. I don't know. Well, here you go. I got one for you. This is going to be my second question about the NBA gambling thing. You
Oh
could
gosh,
you could be the Rodney's gamblers.
no, I'm not.
No.
That's just a terrible name, by the way.
Okay.
Veto that
Um,
one.
but
What you got?
I thought of some names. I'm always good with silent killers. Silent killers works for me and
That's
everything.
that's
So
your
y-
identity.
yeah, so I'll probably just do silent killers and just keep it moving. But nobody else has changed their name though.
Lame.
Which I'm glad we're winning this whole league. If y'all don't want to do anything, I'm totally glad with that. I'll take some championships in my case now. I'm just saying because I'm already platinum. I'm trying to be super platinum over there in this Yahoo thing. That's how it works for me. So, but I don't know. But let's talk about the gambling thing
Yeah.
for a minute here. I know it's a fantasy football show, but really it's not. It's a fantasy show, and we talk fantasy
We
football.
talk
So we're gonna rename it
sports.
at some point. So because we talk everything, but as far as the gambling portion of this thing with the basketball, um, how true do you think it is? One question, and how much time, as far as suspension, or how does it affect these players? Going like Chauncey Billups, for instance, is the
He the
head coach
head
of the Portland
coach.
Trail.
Right.
Does that affect him? Does he lose his job, or you think because they're saying he was just a face and he didn't know anything about it? Now Terry was crazy. Terry
Yeah.
blatantly, if you watch some of the highlights, Terry blatantly threw the ball away a couple of times
Yeah.
to throw a game. So it's like it ain't like he actually was trying to not not do it. He did it blatantly in front of everybody.
Yeah, for those unaware, Chauncey Billups, Rosie, that's another dude. But there's been several people linked to this.
Hmm.
Part of it is the integrity of the NBA. Did they throw some games? And then I think, bigger threat to them is the illegal gamble poker games that were going on. Because this part, all of it has like mob connections. So
Of
I'm
course,
not even thinking about the suspicion. I'm fearful. Are these guys going to prison? Um,
that part, yeah.
yeah, are they going to be, in the cell sitting next to Diddy, or something
Yeah.
like that? So it's one of
Oh,
these
that
things
amazing.
where I don't understand
Okay,
the
that was a good one
how
though.
how to I do my best. Hey, we're
I'm just saying, hey, I gotta give you that one there.
so
That
my,
a
my,
good
my,
joke.
my biggest concern is like, yo, why are these dudes taking these kinds of risks when you had decent, if not great, NBA money, and if you're a coach, you're making enough money that you don't need the side hustle stuff. So
Well, was I want to say with Chauncey Billups, I don't think he was coaching at the time. I
yeah,
think he was a player when he first started it anyway. So I think he was a player at the time before he even got to coaching. Now it's weird that I don't know if he was still doing it. Like
yeah.
this came out.
It's
This is so
2023 is when it started coming up to the surface, and uh, now they recently started making arrests, and it's really bubbling to the top of the
well. They
surface.
did. They did say that. I think I forgot the guy's name. He used to be a guard for Cleveland. He was on the Cleveland
Yeah,
team with LeBron. But when he stopped playing, he's close with LeBron. He would feed the news that if LeBron was playing or not, and people would change
right.
their betting strategy if whoever team he was on, like say it was obviously the Lakers, they would change the betting strategy if he was going to play or not that night. To me, I think all this is kind of weird because you can go back really
Yeah,
in certain instances and really think about certain things that happened in the league. You can go as far as back as the Knicks getting the number one pick, getting Patrick Ewing, how that failed a little
Yeah.
bit because that was kind of weird. Um, how something came out today where they said LeBron was practicing with the Cavaliers as I think he was a junior in high school.
Hmm.
He was practicing against the Cavaliers, and they end up getting the number one pick. The same thing with Derrick Rose. The Bulls got the number one pick because Derrick Rose is from Chicago.
Chicago.
So Wembley, same thing. Everybody knew Wembley was going to his best fit was the Spurs. Not even from a basketball standpoint, but from a culture standpoint,
Yeah.
his best fit was the Spurs. It wasn't nobody else. So
So it's the whole NBA rig.
yes, so you could say if you can go back, you can look at a lot of the things that have happened over the years. Even Zion being going to New Orleans
Hmm.
because they traded Anthony Davis to the Lakers. Just like Dallas got the number one pick this year, and somehow because they traded Luca. So it's things that it look on the surface, you'll be like, oh, it's just the NBA doing the NBA. But now when you really think about it, oh, we see why that happened now.
Yeah. So
Because they owed them a favor, you know.
and so to your question about suspensions and people keeping their jobs, I don't see how it's more because it just started. There's gonna be more stuff
Oh, of
comes
course.
out. I don't see how people keep their jobs. I don't see how people avoid getting suspended. They could be facing some sort of Pete Rose type bans
Well, that's
for
what they
what they
saying.
did. So
Sasha could face that Pete Rose ban.
and Justin, no, there's nothing about the Lakers we need to talk about.
We don't talk about the
But
Lakers.
the Bulls though,
Yeah.
they get off
So
to a
let,
nice
let's let's
start.
let's talk about Justice. He asked, "Was he gonna win this week?"
Oh, okay. Did he say who he
So
plays against? I saw his squad.
let's see. Who was the team? I got to go up.
Oh, he just re-put it up.
Okay, all right, it's
Oh,
coming in
you put it
now.
back up. All right.
Yeah, he resent it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He got Josh Allen, Bijan,
Mm-hmm.
Derrick Henry, Marvin, DK. Kelsey had a good game last week.
He had a good game stat wise, but he could have had a better game if he didn't have Butterfingers and had those two
Hey, he cost
interceptions.
me points.
He
Yeah.
didn't cost me points. I won with him. I'm good with that.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I
I
I
still
take
mean,
that.
he
won,
still
but
put up enough points for people to win with him, but
Yeah, I
one of
take that. Yeah.
those interceptions, I kind
Oh,
of
that was on
dislike.
him. Yeah.
I kind of hate when those interceptions happen when you know it's not the quarterback's fault.
Yeah.
But one of those was right in the end zone. That was a touchdown, begging
Well,
to
I'm gonna tell you
happen.
something after we answer this
Yeah,
question.
yeah,
I'm gonna say he wins because just off the strength of Josh Allen, Bijan, Derrick Henry with a Lamar back this week.
mm-hmm.
Marvin Harrison, uh, it is what it is with Marvin. Until he get a better quarterback, I'm not gonna be on that train. DK has been playing a lot better
Yeah,
this year, in my opinion. And I'm assuming that's Quinson Judkins.
yeah.
I don't know if he's playing this week though. The fact that you're playing somebody with DJ Moore says enough for me.
Well, I say this about DJ Moore. I'm interested to see. We didn't mention this, but the NFL trade deadline is coming up. Not probably going to be useful for you coming up this Saturday, but DJ Moore going to another. It's one of those possible trade candidates that you're hearing about.
Yes.
So for this week, he's going to be playing for the Bears. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure, and they have an interesting matchup where you could see a lot of points come out of that game, but
Hmm.
DJ Moore has not been the favorite target of Caleb Williams
Oh, that's
for the
not
most
Quinton
part.
Jenkins. That's Quentin Johnson.
Well, he's
I'm not a
injured.
Quentin Johnson fan.
Yeah, he's
Quentin Johnson, he
disappeared.
disappears too much for my
He started
liking.
off well. The beginning
Yeah,
of
but
the
he
season, he
disappears.
was killing it, and
Yeah.
now he's. Well, I'm kind of glad he's disappeared because Lad McConkey was doing nothing
That McCarthy played well last week.
during those Quentin Johnson
Yeah.
times.
So
So,
I'm not. I think you
but
win.
yeah, I'm with you. I definitely see it as a win. We talked last week about Toyotathon. It ain't
Yeah.
happening yet, so I don't. I
Come
think
on,
this
Jordan.
could be a good Jordan Love week, but I'm not
He
too
had a good
concerned
week
about.
last week. Jordan, he had a good week.
He had a
It
good
was
one.
steady.
He did, but
Yeah.
he ain't tour-a-thon Jordan Love quite yet.
When he had
Uh,
300 yards,
I know he had a
he had
lot of
300 yards. He
touchdowns.
did.
Yeah,
He had over three.
but the point is, it's not tour-a-thon. That's my point.
You know what I mean.
Oh,
He's
So
there, man.
he's there,
He's
but
there.
compared to Josh Allen, I think you win.
Oh yeah.
Josh Allen today against the Chiefs, because that's going to be I think that's the high scoring game.
I mean,
It's going to
every
put
time
like
you
more than
say
Jordan
that, it
Love.
doesn't end up being that
This
way.
time, yes, it will be.
I like
Okay.
Monty. I do. I like Chase. But the problem with Chase this week is they may be without Joe
Yeah.
Flacco.
I
So they
actually
may be
even see Marvin Harrison having a good week this week because the Cardinals play the Cowboys.
oh yeah,
I think
that's
Trey
definitely
McBride has the best of weeks,
yes.
and I actually like Bam McKnight. Not that that's relevant to this question, but I think Marvin Harrison has one of his better games.
He
Same goes
should,
for
but
Bijan and him. Yeah, you have the better squad between these two.
he got a better squad. He should, but the problem is with Marvin Harrison is it ain't him.
Yeah,
It's the quarterback.
yeah,
The quarterback gotta at some point just throw it to him. Like that's what it really comes down to. You just gotta throw it to him and just go from there. Like you deciding whether you want to throw it to him or not is the problem here. You gotta get your best receiver the ball because that's what you normally that's what
yeah,
quarterbacks do for their best receiver. They get them the ball.
yeah,
So at the end of the day, yes, you do win. I like your roster, by the
yeah.
way.
The
What is your
roster's
record,
good.
Justin? By the way, we haven't talked in a while, but I just want to know what your record was.
Well, he said at the beginning he was 6-2.
6-2.
Him was the same league. Um,
Okay.
so yeah,
Well, I don't. What he? Yeah, I see why you trade for Jefferson, but you got Bijan and so who is your backup running back outside of Bijan and Henry? Then I would kind of see how that trade will work for you. So if you tell me you got a third running back that's just as good as those two, then maybe we can talk. But you don't give up both. You don't give up one of them when you got both of them.
yeah.
For me,
Uh, Bijan is already doing his doggone thing.
yeah.
Derrick
But
Henry's
you don't.
has had, I think, his worst games of the year. He's going to
And I
be
think he's
feeding
about to go off.
families the second half of the season,
Yeah.
starting tomorrow night against the Dolphins.
So
So,
we got Brees Hall as his. Brees Hall actually
Brees Hall's
looked pretty
looking good.
good
He's
last
another
week.
potential trade candidate people are talking about, but I don't see that one
Mm.
happening. I'd be
Yeah, I don't
surprised if
either.
they let him go.
We'll see. I don't know. You got any game balls you want to give out?
Game balls.
Game
Um,
ball.
Can I just give out a collective game ball to the Jets for
Yes.
and I want to especially shout out Justin Fields, who we talked last week about the horrible owner, Woody Johnson, making these comments, basically
Yes.
throwing Justin Fields out,
Under the bus.
under the
Rolled over
bus.
him, backed up, and
They,
everything else.
they they wanted him to sit down, but Tyrod Taylor got hurt, and so they had to start Justin Fields, and all he did was show up and show out, and so he didn't have the best quarterback game compared to some other names, but under the
Yeah.
conditions, Justin Fields getting my first ball for this week.
I
My
thought you would
first
like
ball.
that, Justin. You're a Jets fan. Come on, man.
No?
He's a Jets fan.
What?
You would love that. Come
Yeah,
on, Justin.
I agree. Woody Johnson is one of the worst
Well,
owners of all times.
he is. I
Easily.
would agree with that. He needs to sell the team.
Yeah.
He's not though, but yeah,
Yeah.
he's not. But it depends on what you think about it. I'm gonna start with obviously Jordan Love. Jordan Love.
Yeah, he had a really good game.
He had a regular game. He had 360 for three touchdowns, and he looked like the Jordan Love that we know. I mean, and the thing about Jordan Love starts. I ain't gonna say slow, but he takes time to warm up. He's like a car in the wintertime. You got to start up in the morning before you go to work. So he definitely he gets the engine going around
He's saving it for Toyota Thon. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
whatever, man. Okay, whatever your whatever
I don't
that
know why
is
you
to you.
refuse to believe in it.
I'm just saying, I like what he played well. He showed me something, and I think Christian Watson being back, how long he's back is the question. But
Yeah.
being back is really good for him. I think Christian Watson gives them a downfield threat that they've been missing.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna just make a bold prediction. I like Romeo Dobbs, but Romeo Dobbs is a really hit and miss receiver. I think their two best receivers are Kristen Watson and Golden.
I disagree.
Okay, you
How,
can
how,
disagree.
how good was Matthew Golden this past week?
He's not getting opportunities.
Because he's
Um,
not yet one of their best wide
I mean, he's
receivers.
a
I think,
rookie, of
yeah,
course.
exactly. Well, you said he's the best two
I
wide
think he's gonna end
receivers.
up that. I think those two are gonna end up as the two best receivers on the team. I like Romeo Dobbs, but is Romeo Dobbs the number one?
No, and I would never suggest he is. Their number one is on injured reserve, but he is practicing and running on the sidelines. Jaden Reed has been their number one receiver. Christian Watson has been too hurt to consistently be the number one, and quite frankly, he's not a consistent wide receiver even when he's healthy.
Well, that's what I said. When
So,
he's healthy,
and that,
because think
but I'm
about it,
saying
he's
even when he's
always hurt.
healthy, he's not the he is a streaky type player, um, and he's gonna have big weeks and he's gonna have not so big weeks even when he's healthy. Jaden Reed is the one consistent guy on that team. The question would be, does Matthew Golden develop to the point that he becomes that true number one that we both said they need? Um,
I think he can.
he's not there yet, but he's the I would say if they're gonna be the future one and two, it's gonna be Matthew Golden and Jaden Reed, and then Christian Watson. He gets in when he gets in. So
I I don't know. I just feel like you at some point, and I like the way Green Bay structures their receivers because they
mm-hmm.
have a lot of good receivers.
They have a
But
ton of good
I think
receivers.
at
Yeah,
some point that pecking order is going to have to be a definite one,
agreed.
obviously, and it's going to be had to be a definite two that you can just strictly roll with and say, okay, whoever the third guy is, he's going to be that third receiver. And when you go to your four receiver set, you have your fourth receiver. Now, either it's Reed or Watson or Golden, whoever it is,
Yeah,
somebody got to step up in because all of them to me right now are number twos,
yeah.
and that's at best. None of them are fairly number ones.
I can't
You
even
can't go
give
out.
Golden number two status yet. And again,
No, no,
I'm
no. I'm
saying
not
yet
saying
just because
no.
he's
I'm
a
not
rookie.
saying
Yeah,
him. I'm saying like Reed
yeah,
and Dow and Dobbs, Watson. All those guys are like number
yeah.
two.
They don't
They're
have a
number
true
two
number
right.
one. That's
They don't have a true number
yeah,
one at this point. Golden is a probably a three at best right now because he got to get past all those guys, obviously.
yeah,
But at the end of the day, he can. I think with his speed and with his catchability, I think and with opportunity, that's the key word.
yeah.
With opportunity, and he's not getting that right now. He could be that guy. It's just and Reed is hurt just like Watson is.
No,
So
right now, but he's not hurt on a regular basis though.
no, he's not.
Go
But
yeah, Christian has barely been part of. That's the only thing. Christian definitely has the talent. He
he's
can't
just
stay on
hurt
the
all the
field.
time.
He can
Always
never
hurt.
stay on the field. Yeah.
So,
Hopefully, when Jaden Reed gets back and
hmm
Golden starts to, like I said, he's a rookie. He needs to, get his stuff together. Um, they are a very good shot at making a Super Bowl. At the beginning of the season, I was like, I like the Ravens and I like the Packers
okay.
to get to the Super Bowl, but they need those guys, especially since they don't have a one. They need all their wide receivers
Yeah.
healthy and contributing in order to
I
make
mean,
that offense really click like it
it's a
could.
it's a good and bad thing, right? It's a bad thing because you don't know like who your number one is, but it's a good thing because when you do go against somebody, you don't know who's going to be that guy that week.
Yeah,
So that's the good thing about having good
all
receivers.
those good guys.
Yeah,
And
because
we
a
haven't
lot of
even
teams,
talked about someone who deserves a game ball, Tucker Craft, the tight end.
Tucker Craft,
He could be that
that's
guy
another
on
one.
certain weeks. So,
So again, when you
yeah,
go into playing them, you don't know who is going to be that guy for the week because Tucker Craft will have a good game one week and then he'll have all right game the next week. Then he might not do nothing the week after that, but then he'll pop up and give you a game like he did last week.
yeah.
So it's just it depends on really how you see it and how you look at it that way. But I got a question for you: is CJ Stroud all the way back?
Don't judge it off this week coming up, but I think so.
Okay. Okay.
This they've got a tough game this week against the Broncos in that
Okay.
defense. So I expect that to be a low scoring game. Um, but after this week is over, yeah, I think
Okay.
CJ Stroud is all the way back, especially if
Now,
Nico Collins is all the way back.
well, they say
Um,
Nico is back in
yeah.
practice. He's gonna play this week.
Mm-hmm.
But no Patrick Surtain for 4 to 6 weeks for Denver.
Yeah.
So that may affect them a little bit
Could
on the
be
backside of the defense.
yeah.
Um, but I still think their defense is so good that it don't really matter because they can
Yeah.
play and play. I'm not saying whoever comes in for Patrick Surtain is better than him,
Yeah. Right.
but I think they got a guy that probably can come in and kind of do a little bit of what he does and still be okay.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think this is the CJ Stroud. I think he had a wake up call. I don't know when the wake up call was, but I think this is the CJ Stroud from year one.
Yeah.
And this is the CJ Stroud you want to see. And which is crazy, he did this last week with a bunch of rookies.
Yeah. They did not have their guys.
They didn't, which is a good thing because you got to remember Nico was the only guy that was quote unquote really like the guy there. He was
Yeah.
good. He's the number one. But after that, it was like whoever steps up to that two is who you gonna get. But I think he did that last week with a bunch of rookies, and it shows you he played well, and he played well against us um, last week. And I'm talking like 10 play drives, bro,
Yeah.
down the field, no problem.
I need this for my fantasy because I have a fantasy team, our big money league with
Yes,
Jordan Love and CJ Stroud, and if they can both get things clicking around now, I'm all
I
in
think
on it. So
I can. I see. I think C.J. Stroud.
yeah,
I
and
don't know what it was the last year why he looked kind of off a little bit, but I honestly think
hey,
he's back to being himself.
the sophomore slump is for real.
It is.
And some of the guys that had a lot of success last year are finding that out somehow or another. It doesn't always transfer. But yeah, I think he's getting things sort of figured out. Your brother coming in, Packers and the Bills in the Super Bowl. Not a
Mm,
bad pick either.
I'm
The
gonna go
Bills
out on a
always
limb.
find a way to lose. I don't
They
know.
do.
They just
Um,
yeah. We'll
and they
see.
got a matchup this week against Kansas City, which is gonna really tell. You can't really go off the regular season,
I was gonna say
but
I would put money on the Bills winning this one because they typically find ways to beat the Chiefs in the season,
but
but
in the
when the
playoffs
playoffs
they
happen,
don't. I'm gonna
yeah,
say I'm gonna go against that
yeah,
because I don't. I can see the Packers because I think the Packers are the best team in the NFC. I don't think nobody is close to
better
them.
than the 49ers.
Of course, yeah.
I know,
Our record really don't speak for how bad we are. Like honestly,
right?
but the Packers just have a really good team all around. I would say, I would say the Chiefs, just from a standpoint of they was missing one person, which is insane to say this, one person, and they got back on track with one person.
Yeah,
All it took was Rasheed Rice to come back for them to get back on track from an offensive standpoint. And their defense, because the story I was gonna tell you.
mm-hmm.
So I was watching the game, and I want to say it was 7-7.
Yeah,
I want to say
early.
I fell asleep. Obviously,
It
I
was
fell
not
asleep.
good going at the beginning. Yes,
I fell asleep, and I think it was going. It was the second half, right before halftime. I woke up. It was 28-7, and I was like,
what
"What
happened?
happened?" I was like, "What happened?"
What
I
did
was
you
like, "This
miss?
is
Right?
like Patrick Mahomes was throwing touchdowns left and right, and I'm like, what happened here? Something.
Mm-hmm.
What did I miss?" And I had to really think about it. I was like, "Well, I watched the highlights the next day. I was like, oh, okay then. Kelsey scored. Rasheed Rice scored. I was like, all right, then." I would say, and hey, I think they're I think with the running of Patrick Mahomes that he's doing, because he had like a 15-yard scamper. I did see that
Mm-hmm.
part. The threat of him running now is really opening up those lanes. And I think when you have
Yeah.
Worthy in Rasheed Rice there, I think at the end of the day, those are two underrated, really good receivers. And I ain't gonna say Kelsey back, but Kelsey had probably one
He's
of the better
you
games
say
that
he's
he.
feeling younger than ever.
No, he doesn't. No, he's not. Don't.
No.
We ain't going that far. Not even.
Foul on the play.
Foul on the play. Please, foul. Throw the flag out. What are we doing here?
Angel Wilson
Um,
is not feeling that comment.
so I'm gonna say Packers,
Right.
Chiefs. Packers,
And
Chiefs.
you
I
think
think because
The Chiefs make it to the Super Bowl. So all of us saying Packers and just mixing up with the different AFC teams.
I think because the Bills find a way when they get there to throw it away.
Mm-hmm.
That they do. It's always something. Where either it's the 14 seconds that kick return, the 14
Yeah.
second play. It's something that they don't really show up and get the win.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they do that, but they can have the best record all through the
Yeah.
playoffs, but the regular season, and get a back through the playoffs. I mean, a home field advantage to the playoffs, and they still don't do nothing with it until they get and they meet.
Yeah.
Because now, speaking of that, who is a team that you see making a run, possibly to stop those two teams or three teams from actually making the Super Bowl?
Well, let me just say, welcome Captain Bracy to the show. Saying the Packers are surprising everyone. Brother says no, because the fact not surprised, and I now say I also called it on them being well. But who do I see making a run at them? I'm gonna start in the NFC, I
Mm-hmm.
think, and say, despite your lack of faith in them, I think the 49ers are looking like a team that could make a run. But I also like in that division the Seahawks. I think they've been playing well. I don't think they can get all the way there because they still have Sam Darnold, and no matter how good he's been, and JSN has been fantastic,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna fall apart when it gets to the playoffs, just like it did with Minnesota. So I don't see anything happening there. But the biggest challenge for them obviously isn't in the NFC West. It's in the NFC East, and that's the Eagles, uh, defending champs. We'll see how they go with the Saquon issue. That
Saquon
it's,
had a breakout game last
he had a
week,
breakout game.
so
They,
that
they
could
say
mean
he did.
something.
They say it wasn't. They don't think it's a serious injury.
I don't think so either.
So I think they should be good. The only other team I really see as a possible dethroner, and I wish we had our third man with us, if they can ever get players healthy, the Bucks look like they could be a challenge. Do I think anyone else? I should say Detroit. I feel like, but I just don't see
I,
that.
I,
I don't see them being able to beat the Packers or the Eagles if it came down to it. And maybe, like I said, whatever team is out in the NFC West, whether it's the 49ers or the Seahawks, they can probably beat them. I say they'll probably beat either one of those teams.
I'm gonna
What
say
you got?
the Rams,
That's
and
another
I,
team in the NFC West.
I think it's hard. It's gonna be hard for us. We have a lot of injuries, and I
Mm-hmm.
think we get players injured every week. Every
Yeah.
time we play, somebody get hurt. Um, and I just think at some point it's gonna catch up with you when you think about it. The injuries do at, catch up to you to the point where you can't field a good enough team to compete.
Okay.
And I think we seen that last week with when we played Houston.
Mm-hmm.
The team just couldn't compete because a lot of the players to the point where they can't come back. I mean, we don't even know if Brandon are you coming back this year. So that's another question
The
because I don't
recent
know.
news is not very encouraging.
It's not. So
Yeah.
you got to think about that. And then when you got Ricky Person is still out, we don't know when he's coming back. He still got a knee injury. So you're losing. Let's just say your top two receivers. And Kendrick Bourne is playing well, but Kendrick Bourne ain't
Not when I need him to.
weird. Okay. I mean, and Jennings
Yeah.
is not playing well. The only thing that's keeping us afloat is Christian McCaffrey, but you seen if you neutralize him like you did last week,
Yeah.
then you can kind of figure it out to beat us. Now, I say and then the thing is, I don't think three teams coming out of the NFC West. I
Right.
think that's the problem because you still got to count the Detroit Lions. You still got to count other teams.
Who gets the short end of the stick? Is it the Seahawks or the 49ers? You got to
I think it's us.
the
I
y'all.
do because Seahawks they're healthier than us for
Mm-hmm.
one. JSN is balling. Like you can't take nothing away from JSN. Sam Donald, we talking from a player making the playoff standpoint.
Yeah.
And again, I love my Niners, but at the end of the day, I think because we know Donald gonna not show up in the playoffs because that's what Donald does. We've seen Donald's already throwing interceptions as it is now.
Right.
So, but their defense is young. They fly around and they got a pretty good offensive line, and their running game is okay. So at the end of the day, and JSN is just so good that we don't have nothing to compete with a JSN.
Yeah.
So that is kind of part of our problem right now. And our defensive secondary is trash right now. O line is trash right now. So everything as far as injury and talent is not there. So I think we get the short end of the stick, and I think it's the Rams and I think it's Seattle
Okay.
that make. If it's two teams, it's those two teams that
Those two
make
from
it.
the NFC West.
Yeah, for me. Yeah.
All right, welcome Carla to the show. Good to have you with
Welcome, Tyler.
us. Brother says Denver and Detroit are the two teams that are gonna be. All right, we did the NFC. What about the AFC competition? I think we kind of hit the real big ones.
Denver
With
might be on
I, I,
something.
I don't
I can
I
see
no
Denver.
don't believe it.
Eh, I can see Denver. I just think, and I like Bo Nix. Everybody know I'm a Bo Nix fan. I just think Bo Nix, he shows up late in the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the beginning of the games, man. He be killing
Yeah,
me, man. Like he struggles in the beginning sometimes, and then when they had that comeback, he showed up in the end.
yeah.
But like it shouldn't have been that way because they really should have been beating the Bears like that in the beginning because their defense is so good
Mm-hmm.
and they got a good running game. They got two good running backs, obviously, and they got a receiver. And I think Franklin is kind of coming along
Yeah.
a little bit. But they in the market for a second receiver, and I did hear that Shaheed could be in the market to go
Yeah.
there, which
That'd
would
be
be
interesting.
perfect. I mean, Lord, I got Shaheed on a bunch of teams, man, and Shaheed would be perfect out of Denver. But I'm gonna say, hmm, I don't know. I'm gonna say Denver, maybe slightly. I'm gonna say Baltimore because I
Mm-hmm.
feel like Baltimore makes a run because they can do it with a healthy Lamar,
Yeah.
a healthy Henry, playing well, Zay Flowers. I think they make that run. I do. I'm gonna say Baltimore.
I think the AFC is simple. It's either gonna be Baltimore, the Bills, or the Chiefs. I don't
Hmm.
give anyone else a flying chance in that
Nobody.
division, and that includes Denver. Um,
Not even hold on. Not even the Colts at 7-1.
no, no, get
Why
out of
not?
here.
They're
Uh,
7-1.
they are 7-1, but here's what's interesting about them. Jonathan Taylor is playing great. Daniel
Lights out.
Jones is not messing up because, like you said before, when he has a quality running back,
Running back.
it makes his
He plays
job
excellent.
easier.
Yes.
I don't think they have a roster. Look, that roster is not as good as the other teams that we're comparing them to, and they're gonna have a great regular season record. When
Hmm.
it comes down to the playoffs, they don't have a shot. I would give Denver a better shot in the playoffs than I would give the Colts, and I don't give Denver a shot. And
Okay.
it could be my AFC bias, but I don't believe him. Let's hit this question from Prime GTSS. Um, oops, they just traded they traded Derrick Henry, Tyler Warren, Ibuka, and Swift for
Well,
Bijan, JSC, and Debo and K9. making their team Daniels, I guess it's Jaden Daniels, Gibbs, Bijan, JSA in London. They have K9, Debo. On the bench is Flacco, Amarion Hampton, Dobbins, Hunter, and Hunter Henry, I guess, maybe, and Garrett Wilson.
So I got one
They were
question.
5-3, looking to make a move, a huge move. Do you think that was the right move?
I got one. I got two questions. First
Mm-hmm.
of all, who made the trade? One,
Who requested it?
who requested the trade? One. That I want to know that. And two, if that guy really sat there and said, "I'm gonna send you Bijan, JSN, and Debo," he don't need to play nobody's fantasy league ever in life again because Bijan is tearing the league up, JSN is tearing the league up, and Debo is probably having one of his best years outside of his second year in the league.
Yeah. What do you think about he got K9? Are you a Kenneth Walker guy?
No,
Okay.
not even. No, no, they hurt too much. I mean, shouts out to him, but I'm not. I'm not. No, I'm not. I think he won the trade. Honestly,
Yeah, the trade is a slam dunk.
I mean, because
I would
look at
agree.
his team now. He got Jaden Daniels, Gibbs, Bijan, JSN, London, K9, Debo. Bro, he got the number one
Yeah,
running
JSN
back,
and
the
Bijan
number
just make that
one
a win.
receiver. He got a good to great Drake London when he's on the field, and you got Debo, who's playing lights out because
It's
Debo
look,
is the number
it's
one.
since Scary Terry can't stay healthy this season.
He's the number one.
Right.
So he got three number one receivers in his
I
lineup,
say Garrett Wilson's on the bench.
and
That's
Garrett Wilson on the bench,
that's
and
crazy.
Amari Hampton on the bench. J.K. Dobbins is playing great this year, in my opinion. Even in the situation where he's splitting time a little bit, he's still playing well. Man, look, whoever traded you that, I'm gonna need you to send him a gift card with some money on it and tell him to say thank you, I appreciate it. You done helped my team win. Like and subscribe, by the way, please do. But man, can I join your league, bro? If they making trades like that, I'm just saying, bro. Jeez.
So they were 5-3 before the trade. So
Oh, he about to go on the run. Easy,
yeah, right. Right.
easy.
So, jeez. Is
Hey,
that?
look, if you play that lineup every week,
Yeah, yeah.
hey, bro, you good. Don't even worry about
So hey,
it.
again,
Wait,
thanks for joining. Thanks for the question. Hit like, hit subscribe, and yo, let us come back and let us know how this team does. Cause that sounds
please.
like you know, I won't. No championship is automatic. Fantasy football
It
always
ain't, but
throws you
still,
surprises and
that's
crazy
close
crap.
enough, ain't
But
it?
that's about as close as you gonna get, right?
You ain't lying. Like, gosh, Lord have
Hey,
mercy.
welcome Dina to the show. Good to have you here on this happy Halloween. Um, Denver defense is hot. Young quarterback. That's all it takes to make a run. According to your brother, Baltimore is dead. Baltimore has been so surprisingly bad this season to me,
And I disagree with that
but I
comment
think they
because
can get
Buff
better.
they get better and they're only like two games out from
Yeah,
actually being the top of the division. Because all it takes is them winning the division to get a top seed.
yeah.
Because all that's all you really need, and they get a game at home. So
The only
you
competition in
know
the division is really the Steelers. Um,
that's
so
it.
if they can catch the Steelers, yeah,
Which I think they can.
yeah.
So
We'll
to
see.
me, at 5 games is because think about it, it's such a long season.
Yeah,
You still can win 12 games. Like
yeah.
you could go on a run, and they can win the division with no problem. To be honest
I'd
with
say Baltimore is not my. They were my preseason pick to go to the Super Bowl. I don't think they're the favorites at this point in the season, but I'm not counting them out yet. I
you, see,
still
but
think they.
I'm saying a dark horse.
Yeah.
I think they're a dark horse, even if they got in as just say a
So,
7th seed.
I was gonna say if they're a 6 or 7 seed, they are
That's a
scaring
dangerous matchup.
people at the team at the top. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a dangerous like whoever they like. I feel like they got to work on some defense, obviously.
Yeah.
But I feel like if they get in at that late, even at like a 6 or 7 seed, they're a dangerous team to play in the first round.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to play them in the first round with a healthy Lamar and a Derrick Henry. I mean, we all know Daniel Jones, bro. Let's be real now. Daniel Jones is playing well, but Daniel Jones can also revert back to Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
We've seen Daniel Jones in a Giants uniform. So let's keep it
And
100
that's
now
that's part of the reason I look. And now I'm Danny Dimes, Indiana
all the
Jones,
time.
whatever you want to
Yeah.
call them. But when it comes to playoffs, are a different animal than it's good. It's I won't say easy because I'm a Raiders fan. It's not
Mhm.
easy to win in the regular season. The Raiders never win. But there's a difference in winning in the regular season and winning in the playoffs. And I don't see the Colts as a serious playoff winning team. So
I don't
we'll
either.
see. We'll see where it goes.
Let's see where we go. I want to shout out James Cook too. James
Oh yeah,
Cook
back
had
to the game balls.
he had an excellent week. 216 yards, uh, 19 carries. He averaged 11.4 yards a carry, 2 touchdowns. I mean, he was out of this world, man. To be honest with you, and he fought for that contract that he wanted, and he's earning it. So that honestly, I think James Cook running like that it
Yeah,
saves Josh Allen from running too much,
yeah.
and I think that's a big thing for Buffalo because you don't want
And
Josh
they
Allen, even though he's big, he's a big guy, but you don't want him running too much to where he
yeah.
can probably hurt himself. They need to go get a receiver though, like ASAP.
And that's trade deadline is
ASAP.
Tuesday. They need to make something happen
I heard
because
your boy, Jacoby Myers is on their
yeah,
radar.
he's been rumored. He's been wanting to get out. If they can give something, I'm all for the Raiders trying to whether it's picks or whether it's a player. The Raiders need to burn down the house and start over. So I'm all for it. I'm gonna give a game ball to. I did my first one with Justin Fields, having a surprisingly good game. I'm gonna go with R.J. Harvey. I was
Yeah,
100% expecting to lose several games this past week
I,
because I said R.J. Harvey is going into my starting lineup, and I have no better option. Yo, he put in three
yeah, Rodney is
touchdowns.
money.
He put in three touchdowns
Ooh.
for me. So RJ Harvey, I don't expect him to duplicate that this upcoming week, but
Mm-hmm.
hopefully we're seeing a somewhat shift. They say they're gonna start giving him more snaps,
Scary.
more carries in the game. So hopefully he becomes a more consistent fantasy football player for you. I'm gonna have to start him again this week because of bye week. So look at that. I don't expect three touchdowns, but
Yeah.
if you could give me a touchdown, about 50 yards, thank you, RJ Harvey. I need it.
So that's our good brother Rodney in the comment section about those Chiefs.
Oh,
Uh,
I see.
how do you? What's your feel on Kareem Hunt this week? They're saying Pacheco might not play week to week
I don't think
with a
Pacheco
what is
has
a
a
sprained
yeah,
MCL? I
he
think.
does he doesn't I don't feel has a shot at playing this week. I like Kareem. I actually picked up Kareem Hunt in one of my
Okay.
leagues because I needed a running back because bye weeks they're a killer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but I have Kareem. I saw Kareem Hunt available. I think this can be a really good game. You never really know for certain with the Chiefs in the running back position.
Yeah.
But Pacheco being out, which I expect him to be, and they're playing the Bills, I expect
Oh, that's
defense
gonna
and
be a
ball control to be a
yes.
really big part of this game. So I think Kareem Hunt this week should be really good. You missed it earlier. We talked about this game coming up, Rod. I don't, I don't have the Chiefs winning this one, but I don't care about them losing. I hope they win actually because I have Patrick Mahomes as my starting quarterback.
That's
I
been balling, bro.
I got
I ain't gonna
Kareem
lie.
Hunt, so I'm hoping the Chiefs pull it off. But this is the kind of game that the Chiefs typically lose in the regular season, especially against the Bills. And then when it comes down to the playoffs, they just smack the Bills around. But I expect this to be the the best game of the week. Our producer was saying, whenever I say that, it never happens, and she's right.
Now, would you say this is a must-win for Kansas City?
No, not at all.
No, no, no. I'm just asking because
Yeah, and I'm saying
think
I
about
don't
the
think it's a
record.
must win at all because uh, my only goal, and I said this before earlier in the when the Chiefs had a losing record, the Chiefs needed to be at 500 by the time they got Rasheed Rice and Xavier Worthy back, which they
Hmm.
did.
Okay.
The rest of the season, I don't really care about the record. Or if they lose this week, they'll lose this week and win the next 4 or 5 because that's who the Chiefs are. The Chiefs are the best team in the AFC West, and they're going to be the best in the top 3 of teams in the AFC altogether. So this week, I don't care if they win or lose. The main thing, and I was talking about this with our producer earlier, they have to look good. Even if they lose, they have to
Yeah.
play hard. They have to look the part, which they've looked the last few weeks. But as far as this particular game, it's in Buffalo. Let the Bills win. They can jump through tables and be
Did you
idiots
say jump through
all they
tables?
want to be. When
Oh
it comes down
Lord.
to the playoffs, the Chiefs are a better team.
Okay.
Oh, you got defriended.
Yeah, I see. I'm no longer
You
friends.
see that? You see that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's funny. I was like, you got defriended. That's
No
funny.
It's all
tambourine
right.
for y'all.
We look. We go
Oh,
way
Tampa
back.
Raven.
Look. We go way back to moon pies, and
Yeah,
y'all
that's
don't
a
even
long
gonna know
time.
that. Y'all don't get the fullness of that. He's the only person listening on the audience that probably understands what I'm talking about. But look, hey, we friends forever. We friends for life. Raiders. Look. Go back to the Raiders and Chiefs rivalry. And I talk about this all the time. I still remember me and Rodney leaving church early to go watch the Raiders and the Chiefs play. They had us at Roger Brown's all the way in the back of the
On that
bar
back section.
where the pool tables are on
Yes.
this little like 13-inch screen in the corner. We had to move around while people watching games because they would not put that game. This is when both teams sucked tremendously. Would not put it on a big screen anywhere in the entire restaurant. So we up there trying to watch. In fact, another Roger Brown story with our producer here. Also, when those two teams don't, they did have
Yeah.
us on a big TV. We up there yelling and cheering and going
You would have
crazy.
thought our teams was
You
going
would
to
have
the
thought they were
playoffs.
good. People are
Oh,
looking at us
Lord
like,
mercy.
do they realize they're rooting for the Chiefs and the Raiders?
But at the time, you don't understand. The fandom
Yeah.
is real, and that rivalry of the Chiefs Raiders goes way back. So it's just
Yes.
I mean, I will say the Raiders always play their best when they do play the Chiefs for some
Not
reason.
the
not
not the
recently.
past weeks.
Not
Not
recently, but a
recently.
couple years ago, they played their
Not
best.
Yeah, right.
recently.
So,
We gonna
I,
pretend that 31-0 game never happened.
oh, you better pretend a lot
Yeah.
because Gino had a bad game that week.
Gino has
Boy,
had a bad season.
that's true.
They need to
Man,
sit his butt down
that
and
is
let the
true.
notorious AOC take over.
Ain't nobody worry about no notorious AOC. You keep bringing him up like he good or something.
No, he's
He
not
ain't
good.
good. He
But
had his
look,
shot.
but he ain't gonna lead the league in interceptions, which Gino is gonna easily do at the pace he's going.
That is true. So I want to ask you about a quarterback.
Yeah, for it.
Um, Drake May. What's your take on
Awesome.
Drake May this year?
I wish I had believed in him because I
Do
did
you really
not.
believe in Drake May?
Oh, Drake May is
I've read.
balling
So
out.
the better
Here's the
question
question.
is,
I've heard this question posed, and I know who you're gonna pick. Go back to the draft where
okay,
Caleb was the #1 generational talent. People thought, and then Jaden Daniels came out.
hmm
Drake May, Bo Nix. Who am I leaving out of that group? Um,
that's a good class
yeah,
so
that's an
far.
excellent class. Oh,
Good
JJ
class so
McCarthy
far.
was in that class.
JJ,
Um,
JJ,
if you had a chance
still
to
got something to prove.
redo it, who comes out #1? I don't think it's Caleb Williams at all. There's a strong case. You're probably gonna say Jaden Daniels because that was the guy that you liked from the beginning. But right now, there's a strong case to make for maybe Drake May is the best guy in that group. Maybe.
I ain't gonna say that, but I'll say this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put my. Can I put my hate aside for Caleb for a minute?
If you can.
Or Okay,
I don't
I'm
know.
not
I don't
though.
think you can, but you can
I'm
try.
not though.
I'm about
I'm
to
not.
say, if you do hate,
You're gonna get the tambourine.
I'm not. But I'm just gonna say, um, if I had to redo it, obviously it will be Jaden.
Okay.
But I wouldn't like Jaden in Chicago. That's the only thing
That's
about that.
okay.
That's a bad fit for
Even
Jaden.
knowing Ben Johnson's coming.
We didn't know Ben
I
Johnson
mean,
was
I'm
coming.
saying now, if
I
knowing what you
mean,
know now,
no. I think that he
yeah,
has the perfect coach.
right
He has
now,
the perfect situation.
I'm
Offensive
just looking at
coordinator,
this.
coach is the perfect for him because they allow him to run the office that he ran in college, and then they just
Okay, the offensive
mix it up.
coordinator is what makes
Yeah.
it a okay. I give you that.
So I say that I would say Chicago would have drafted him, but it would have been a bad situation as far as team. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I would still say Jaden is one, but I wouldn't like it there. Now, Caleb for me would have been the third quarterback off the board
Okay.
after Drake, just because of that. Because Caleb still makes to me a lot of mistakes. He
Caleb
holds.
is frustrating because on one play he will look
Mhm,
like a brilliant generational talent that they say he should be, and then the
yes,
very next play he'll overthrow a guy 10 yards away by like 5 yards or underthrow it. Sometimes he'll
but see,
miss
but
the
that's
easiest
always been my
passes. Sometimes
problem,
it's like
though.
he's not consistent.
That's always been my problem with Caleb. It's
Yeah,
no hate for Caleb. It's the fact that if you watch Caleb's game, Caleb literally makes a lot of throws that he shouldn't make.
yeah.
And a lot of he to me, he improvises, which is nothing wrong with that, but like he
Look,
improvises way too
with
much
that
at times.
offensive line, I can see improvising to an extent,
Yes,
but you gotta look. You can't improvise and then look like garbage. Right?
yeah, but he
Improvisers have
improvises
to
and then
work.
he'll throw it to the other team. Like it's some
Yeah.
he made a play last week to speaking of DJ Moore, he
Mm-hmm.
made a play to DJ Moore last week where he backed up, rolled around, came back around, and just
Slung
slung
it.
it.
Yeah.
And DJ Moore actually caught it. But just think about the
That could have ended very poorly.
timing of that pass. It could have been an
Yeah.
interception.
I'm surprised it
Just
wasn't,
plays like
honestly.
that, it makes you be like, because then oh, it was a great play by Caleb Williams,
Because it
but it could have
worked.
been, oh, it's a bad play by Caleb Williams. So
It was a
when you
great
think
play
about,
because it worked. That's the
yeah,
only thing that made it great. Yeah.
but when you think about it in a sense, he makes a lot of mistakes, and a lot of it they try to say is on the offensive line.
Some of
Yes,
it
the offensive
is.
line is not great, and they
Yeah.
have worked on it. But a lot of that stuff he holds the ball too long sometimes, and he puts a lot of pressure on himself to make plays when he just need to really let the play come to him because he got two good receivers. That I don't understand.
I would
Adunze
say
is
he has more
good.
than two
DJ
good
Moore is
receivers.
good,
Yeah.
and he got Swift, who's a good running back. So
Yeah.
you have options there. You got to let these players. If you can get a
Yeah.
10-yard or 15-yard pass, make that play. You don't got to run around and try to do things. Now, I will say the one thing that he is doing better, he's getting out of the pocket
Yeah.
because he's trying to be mobile. And I always said, use your abilities at the end of the day. Use your abilities to get what you need. And he was trying to be a pocket passer because he didn't want the stigma of being a running quarterback.
Yeah.
And that's his biggest problem. You can run. You can run the ball like you have wheels. Just run.
You don't
And that's
have to be a quote unquote running quarterback. You need to be a mobile quarterback,
mobile
like
quarterback.
you mentioned earlier in the show, Patrick Mahomes. That run
He's
as
mobile.
much as
He's
they
not a
give
running
you.
quarterback.
Yeah.
Now, and I think Jaden would have been running for his life in Chicago more than
Anybody's
he is
running for their
now.
life in Chicago,
Yeah, so
man.
more than
Yeah.
he is now. But at the end of the day, really, I still would have. I don't know what Caleb would have ended up in that draft if they had to redo it. Because New England probably would have been the spot he ended up at
Yeah.
if you're trying to replace the other two. Because so I would say I don't know if he makes the same effect in New England,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense. Because New England don't have nothing at receiver. Well, they do now. They had Diggs, but when Drake May got there, they didn't have much.
Yeah.
We thought Pork was gonna be good. We thought these other guys would be good, but they're not. He just now when he getting receivers, Drake May is looking good. He got a
Mm-hmm.
good running game, which I'm really upset that they're not playing that rookie Henderson, bro.
Fabian
I just
Henderson.
don't understand what's the logic behind that? Because at least get them on a kick return. Get them some action there. At least they don't even want to play them, bro. Which is insane to me. I think that's the most craziest thing ever that they don't want to play.
Maybe it starts to grow in the second half of the season, but right now, yeah, it hasn't been much. Welcome ATL Flag
Welcome.
Football to the show. Good to have you with us. Bo Nix is who Rodney said would be his pick for number one if he's redoing it. I like Bo Nix. You said you're a big Bo Nix guy. I don't think I still take him over any of those other three, but Bo Nix probably four for me in that group.
I would say Bo Nix is in a situation where the coach just believe he's a good quarterback. Don't get me wrong, but I think he's in a situation where Peyton just put a good team around him. It
Mm-hmm.
reminds you of Drew Brees in a sense when he was in New Orleans
Mm-hmm.
and Sean Payton was there and they had a really, really good defense. They had a really good running game and he throws the ball so much though, he's gonna put up numbers regardless. Because Bo Nix throw the ball a lot.
Way more than I would have
Yo,
expected.
he throw the ball a lot, bro. So he's gonna he's gonna put up numbers just because he
I guess
throw
it
the ball
shouldn't
up.
be surprising considering the offense that they ran in New Orleans.
It's the
Uh,
same offense.
yeah,
Same
but
offense.
but I still did not expect them to be slinging it as much as they are with him. But hey, it's
I mean,
working.
because if you watch Bo Nix, and I've watched Bo Nix a few times, Bo Nix he starts slow some games, and then he picks it up second
Yeah.
quarter, third quarter. He gets better as the game go along. Now it's always a struggle in that first quarter to get things going, but once he get going though, it's not stopping him, bro. It's like it's insane. Like he looked great against Dallas last week,
Yeah.
like great. But that's Dallas though. Everybody looks great against Dallas. So, but Bo Nix,
Yeah.
I would say Jaden Daniels. Bo Nix would be three.
Over Caleb.
Yeah.
You put your Caleb hate to the side very well. I want to commend you on that.
It's not hate though.
No,
I
I
just
didn't
think
say.
it's,
No, I'm just no. I'm just going backwards and saying you said, "Can I put my Caleb hate to the side?"
yeah,
And I'm
yes.
just saying you did a good job of
I
putting it.
appreciate it. I appreciate it.
You did a good job of being objective, which
I,
I would say
he
you have
does.
not
I mean,
really been with Caleb a lot this season or since he's been
he
in the
does
league.
some good
But you did.
things.
But no, you did. You did a good job. I don't think I take Bo Nix above him. Uh,
So let
but
me ask you
but
this.
it's closer. I say this: it's a lot closer than I thought it would have been
So
before the draft happened. Yeah.
so let me ask you this: who will look better in a Ben Johnson's offense? Because you got to base that off of what Golf does. So if you go, Golf wasn't really Golf until Ben Johnson got a hold of him. We all can kind of say that, right? So if which four of those quarterbacks take out Caleb for a minute and
I
put the
don't.
other three,
I don't
which
even
one of those
think Caleb
quarterbacks
is
will
the
look better in a Ben
best. I
Johnson
don't even think Caleb is probably the best choice for that. I'm actually probably say a Drake May.
in that offense? Because he remind you of Golf a little bit.
He here's my quarterback analysis. Right,
Okay, I'm
Jared
listening.
Goff isn't great. He
We're
doesn't
not saying it.
he doesn't have um some of the skill sets like a Jaden Daniels
Hmm.
or I think a Caleb Williams has. His arm can be limited, but his timing and his understanding of the routes and where the receiver should be is on point. And you don't
Okay.
have if you're in the right offense, you don't have to have all these superhero skill sets like a Patrick Mahomes has. You have to be good at what's important. That's what, and I go to your team, even a Brock Purdy, I don't think it's great, but Brock
Okay.
Purdy's skill set fits well in the Shanahan offense, and it can make you look
Like a good
better
quarterback.
than you really might be on your own self
That makes sense.
skills. Um, and I think Drake May would probably be a good fit for that kind of offense, or Bo Nix. I think those are probably the two. I think a Jaden Daniels and even a Caleb might be too much of the improvising that you talked about that
Yeah.
doesn't really fit well with what that offense asks you to do.
But
It's all about timing and
I would say Jaden Daniels, he doesn't improvise as much. And I don't really
not
think
nearly as much as Caleb. No,
no, I would say Jaden Daniels, I wouldn't say I don't want to call him a mobile quarterback,
I
but I
would,
would call I, I would
but
say
go ahead.
he's mobile. Because when you say mobile quarterback, you think about the quarterback that all they do, their first thing is to run the ball when nothing's open. That's
Right.
when I think about a running quarterback. Jaden Daniels can actually he can throw a player open. And I think part of that is any system he's in, I think he's well in it because he can throw a player open. Like to me, Caleb can't throw a player open. And when you drop back and when you play receiver, you run your route. When you turn your head, the ball is supposed to be there.
Yeah,
That's how you throw a player open. Now,
Caleb
I
can.
don't think Caleb can do that,
I
huh?
disagree.
You don't?
No, Caleb
We
can.
watched Caleb throw balls in the wind,
Look,
bro. Like, what are we
yeah,
talking about?
Caleb has huge accuracy problems,
That's
but
but
it's not on.
accuracy is a big thing about throwing a player open, though.
Yeah, but he can. His accuracy is not. It's not like he's look. I hate to throw people under the bus. Justin Fields cannot throw a player. He would
No,
fit that description that you're saying perfectly because he's
because
just that good.
Justin,
Anthony Richardson could not throw
your
anybody
okay,
open. They
your
they
first
have
thought though.
they have a permanent accuracy issues. Caleb isn't that bad. Caleb's just not consistent with what he
Well,
does.
think about your
He'll
first
make those plays to throw a guy open. He can't do it religiously, if you will.
but your first thought. Let's think about when you say your first thought about a running quarterback. Your first thought is always going to be Justin Fields, Richardson. Um, who else is a running quarterback at this moment in the league that you would say is a running quarterback that just runs the ball more than anything? Cam was a running quarterback.
Okay.
Um, who else is a mobile
Who else
quarterback?
fits in
Running
that? People say Lamar, but I don't think that's really fair
Lamar.
for Lamar.
Lamar was
He,
a running quarterback initially, but
yeah,
Lamar became a passer as
yeah,
he grew in the league. So I wouldn't say he's a running
yeah.
quarterback. I
I
would say
agree.
he's a quarterback that's mobile. So we just gonna say Justin Fields, Richardson as your running quarterback because that's what you think about with them. You don't think about passing with them.
Hmm.
Now, when you say I need a mobile quarterback that can do both, that can throw and that can run, you'll think about a Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
You'll think about a Lamar, for instance. When you say a pocket passer, Caleb tries to be a pocket passer, but he don't have the accuracy to be a pocket passer. To stand back there and to say, I'm gonna zip it, and when this player takes that 15 and post route, when he turns his head, the ball is there for him to catch. That's not how it works for him. Caleb, because the window is so small for a wide receiver to
It
be
is.
open in the
Mm-hmm.
league, it's amazing. You have to throw them open. And that's
Yeah.
the good thing about you bring up Brock Purdy. That's a prime example because Brock Purdy throws people open because
Mm-hmm.
he throws in anticipation. Because you have to in that offense
Right.
at the end of the day in order to be successful. Like that player is turning his head or turning his body, the ball should be there. That's what a good quarterback does. Caleb, sometimes the player is wide open. Caleb was a running quarterback. He did have limited weapons, but Caleb,
Cam.
I'm talking about Cam best
Yeah.
year. Cam was best year was when he ran for all when he did 1,000+ yards, and that was that Super Bowl run. After that, he had moments and spurts of when he was could throw an accurate pass. He wasn't like that all the time though. Cam wasn't like that on a regular basis. I mean, you can go back and watch film and see for yourself. I mean, we know obviously, but for me, Cam wasn't. And I like Cam. I think Cam was a good quarterback for what he did.
Different styles of play, but I think Cam suffered a lot from the same things that Caleb has. He has problems being consistently
That's my
accurate.
point.
But they, I wouldn't put. Yeah,
Cam was a
they
quarterback
yeah.
that was. I'm not gonna call him a running quarterback. I will call him a running quarterback.
He
He
wasn't
just,
as much that he was a truck, and so yeah.
I mean,
Sometimes
yeah, but
when it came down to it, and like I said, there was limited weapons on that team. If it came down to it, he would run
he
people
would run first.
over and do what he had to do. He had to kind of, in the same kind of thing. You can go back to his Auburn days. He had to do it all on that team. That's why he was the MVP.
So
Um,
would you say a running quarterback when they do their first read and it is not there and they drop and they run the ball, is that a running quarterback?
yeah, that's
Okay. So most quarterbacks go through their progressions. If you have your first read, your second read, your third read, and if you can come all the way back around, if you got enough time to even look to try to get somebody open again, that is a quarterback who is a pocket passer who don't want to throw the ball because their first thought, like Atlanta's quarterback, he ATL can tell you he's not a running quarterback.
Penix.
Penix is a throwing quarterback. Penix will not run the football at all. Penix will look for all his reads before he even attempts to try to scramble. And that's a lot. That's what gets him in trouble a lot
Mm-hmm.
because of that, because he won't move out of the pocket. He'll stay in the pocket. That's why I got hurt last week or the week before last
Yeah.
because he stayed in the pocket too much instead of moving out of the pocket. He looks to throw the ball. Now, you can't say I don't consider him a mobile quarterback because he don't want to run.
Right.
Cam was a running quarterback. Cam would truck you in a heartbeat.
I'd say like this: if your offensive coordinator or your head coach are putting in specific run plays for you, you qualify as a running quarterback. You take a they were never going to go back to Jared Goff. They're not gonna put golf in a I got this boot. Hey, we want you to do because like no this isn't your skill set. The Manning brothers are hilarious because they talk about they never they were like negative runners because they at full speed they look like they're going backwards. They talk about how much Archie is a
Archie,
better athlete than
then
both
a
of them
quarterback.
because
God,
yeah he has that
jeez.
skill set. So I would say Cam has the skill set to be around. I wouldn't say it was his first priority to run, uh, but I see your point.
I mean, he's saying Cam didn't have the weapons
Yeah,
of Caleb. I would say
Steve
Cam had
Smith.
probably Steve Smith was a
Steve,
Hall of Fame
Steve
wide
Smith.
receiver.
That's a weapon.
That's a weapon in itself, and he had a great tight
He had
end
I'm about to say
also.
Olsen
He
over
had
there as well.
Austin,
So
Greg Olson with
he
the Greg
had some
Olson.
weapons.
He had
He
weapons.
you know
So, if you had to say, and again, Caleb, if you're thinking about prime, Cam, Cam didn't have. He had Steve Smith. He had Greg Olson. Yes.
yeah.
But Caleb started off with some pretty good receivers that got good. We're not saying neither one of those guys are Steve
Yeah.
Smith because we don't know what they're gonna be. Because he don't even know how to use them to make them good.
You give guys rookie young player advantages, but not my man Caleb. Caleb is a work in progress.
But
He's
what I'm
not
saying, but what
developed. I'm saying you
so
say he don't know how to use them. He's
he
learning
don't
how to
okay,
use them.
so
He's
think about it.
learning
They
how to
they
use them.
went and got they had DJ Moore,
Yeah,
Doomsday, and Keenan Allen his first year in offense with him.
but who was
And
there?
he
Who was
didn't know how
running
to
that
use
offense though? That's
I'm just
I
saying
can't
that
put any of that against him because that
you
was a disaster
you
of the
can
coaching.
kill the
That
but you can kill the offensive coordinator all day long. But the call you
yeah,
gotta still run the play. And if you can't throw those guys, okay, this year,
that
Ben Johnson is his offensive coordinator. DJ Moore is not even thought of this year, bro.
well, I
And
would say
DJ Moore
he's
probably
not
gonna go to
thought
another
of.
team and do work.
Yeah, he is learning. Yeah, he's not been great. He's still picking that stuff up. I'm just saying I'm giving him the young quarterback benefit of a doubt
Okay.
and said he's getting. And I also going back to the comments. I would say Josh Allen qualifies as a running quarterback by my definition, and there's a lot of Cam Newton
I
in Josh Allen. Because
I wouldn't disagree with you,
look
but
at the rushing touchdowns that Josh Allen has. He's definitely a
I
running
wouldn't
quarterback.
disagree to a certain point because I feel like if you need a game from Josh Allen and I just need you to sit back there and throw the ball, Josh Allen can give you that.
Yeah, he can
He
do
can
both.
give you a game we can just throw.
But I don't think running disqualifies you from being able to pass. There's guys who can do both, and Josh Allen is that guy. Cam Newton was that guy. Cam Newton wasn't that guy consistently, unfortunately, especially as he got more injuries that towards the end of his career. He wasn't giving you what he gave you that Pro Bowl year. That year they made it to the That year he went to the Super Bowl. That was
Hmm.
peak Cam, and you didn't see that.
Oh, that was definitely
You
Pete
didn't
Cam.
see that level from him consistently through his career, especially towards the end of it. But I don't knock guys for being. The only time I knock a running quarterback is if you only do that and you're not looking to pass. Uh, and if your first thought is to run, then you're just not
So
a quarterback at that point. You're a running
so
back
I
who throws the ball.
so I pulled up Cam. I pulled up Cam's numbers. Right.
Yeah.
Cam had, and I mean, I don't know how you want to kind of look at if you look at numbers, right? I don't know how you look at numbers as far as what's a great year, what's a bad year, what's the average year. So what is the average yards that a for you to be for a quarterback to say it was a successful year? How many yards does a quarterback need to throw for?
Minimum 3,000, but I
Three.
look for you to get to the 3,500 level.
Okay.
But my bigger thing on quarterbacks is not
Hmm.
even the number of yards. Anything over 3,000 to me is good. I look
Okay.
at your pass completion percentage. If your completion percentage is anything below 60, really you should be at 65 the way a lot of these offenses are, then
Okay.
you're not doing well. But above
So
60%, above 3,000 yards, you should at least be able to give me 25 touchdowns.
so if I told you, right, and I'm just reading numbers. If I told you Cam quarterback rating was 56, 56, 56, 47, 52, 53, 22, 39, 30. He had 2 years where he had over 60.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say? And I'm telling you, those years Cam threw for 2,000 yards, 26, 2,600, 3,300, 3,300, 35, 38, 31, 33, 38. Cam had one, and that was the Super Bowl year, which was 2011, where he went for 4,000
Yeah.
yards, and that was his best year.
Mm-hmm.
And not knocking Cam because I think Cam was a good quarterback for what he did. Cam was really good for what he did. And from a fantasy standpoint, that one year Cam was killing.
Yeah.
That's the year they went 15-1. So from what I'm saying is Cam did for what the team needed him to do is that's what he did.
Yeah.
But if you're saying 60% QBR rating,
Well, not QBR rating. I'm saying completion percent. Completion
even the
percentage.
Q,
Yeah.
but you know it's changed back then.
Yeah.
They use completion percent now. They use QBR rating now. So it's kind of like
I don't put too much in QBR. I don't
you
like
know.
those. Yeah.
So what was his completion percent? If you ask me,
His
well,
his completing percentage. I pulled it up too. He was most. He had a few years over 60, but
but everything was under 60.
he was not everything. His career average is 59.9. So
Nah, yeah,
he was right at that 60%. He was borderline of what I want.
okay. So, but can Caleb and then Caleb may have to. I don't know if Caleb can do that. And I'm not
Not
dissing
yet.
Caleb. I just
He
think
definitely
Caleb
hasn't
needs to
been yet.
work on some things. That's all.
He does.
No hate here.
No argument from you there. I just use my wording differently, and I just
Oh,
say because this is only uh his second year,
see, but you got to think about it. Okay,
I give him some time to develop. That's all I'm saying.
the problem with that statement is they don't give quarterbacks time to develop
Well,
nowadays.
that's a them problem. that's
So, That's the thing. So like they throw
That's a
quarterbacks
them
out the
problem.
window
Yeah.
after two. Now he was a number one pick, so he may get a longer leash to
Let's,
prove himself, obviously. But they throw quarterbacks out the window like it ain't nobody's business now.
no.
If you don't be successful in the first 2 3 years, so that is your window to be successful. Because I'm gonna tell you now, if he's not successful with Ben Johnson, he gonna get the stigma of he can't be a good quarterback.
Well, I say this. What were my numbers? You need 60%. You need 3,000 yards. You need to give me
Yeah.
25 touchdowns. He hit most of those marks. He's at 60. He's over 60%.
Okay.
He did over 35 last year. He's on pace to do that again this year. He needs to get the touchdowns up.
But the,
And also should have said you need single digit interceptions.
that part,
That hasn't been a problem for him yet either.
okay. But
So
does at some point wins got to come in, and I think
yeah,
if
I mean definitely. But that
wins got to
team,
come
that's not
in.
a winning team right now. Just be real.
But but again, your cousin just said it. When you surround him with that receiving core in his first year, anybody can step in
That
there.
offensive, that offense was designed poorly. You can look give a 16-year-old a Lamborghini. You can't say I don't know why you're not driving like a star. You don't know what you're doing, and consider who was coaching that team. I don't count that. Look, I did the same benefit of a doubt for Trevor Lawrence his first year. I said I throw that first year right out the window because there's no way you're gonna be successful.
How you feel about
What
Trevor
that
Lawrence
was.
now?
He's here's my thing. He's yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Some week, much like I say about Caleb, some weeks he looks like the full part. And I think the problem with Trevor Lawrence and what Caleb is facing is the expectations were so high. They were both supposed to be these generational guys like a Peyton
Okay.
Manning. And so if you're not, if I expect you to be at 1,000 and you give me 800, I'm disappointed. But 800 is good. You know, it's not like these guys have been. Trevor Lawrence hasn't been bad. There's a reason they gave him $53 million. Caleb Williams had a very successful rookie season by most standards, but
Okay.
considering what you saw Jaden Daniels do and Bo Nix do, people say, "Well, I'm a little bit disappointed." But Caleb has done the part. He is a quality NFL quarterback, and
I never said that.
he still needs some time to develop because, like you said, he has these accuracy issues he needs to work on. But for the most part, I'm seeing a progression. I need to see more.
Okay.
Yeah,
I give you that. But I mean, that's cool.
yeah. Oh, and by the way, Caleb is not like Tua because Tua's brain was. Yeah,
No,
I pray for, I pray for Tua, and I hope
I mean,
he can
Tua is
get
not
better.
accountable at all. But I
Yeah,
would say
yeah.
Caleb. I would say this,
Tua's a
and that
snitch. That's Tua's problem.
that's definitely the
He's
snitch.
snitching.
Oh God, I would say this though, and I end my portion on Caleb
Yeah,
on this. Um, I feel like Caleb brought a lot of the the media and the pressure and everything on himself when he was drafted by saying what he said because you can't say that and not produce. And I think that's part of the problem with
expectations.
Caleb. When you say when you call the kicker and say we ain't gonna need you to kick no field goals, like you're telling the world like, look, I'm this good.
I think he called the punter and said we're not going to be
Well, you know what
punting.
I mean, the
But yeah,
punter, the punt. He called the punter. It was like we're not
yeah,
gonna need you to punt, kick any
yeah.
punts in the game. None of that. And I'm that good. When you put that spotlight, anytime you do that,
No,
you put that spotlight on yourself. It comes with that type of criticism
yeah,
when you don't play well. Honestly, and it's the truth though.
yeah,
And that's why I say if you're gonna do that, you got to play well. And
yeah. You
then
got to
because I
live
be,
up to the hype at some point.
I mean, because Jaden Daniels was in a situation where he had one receiver, Scary Terry, and the line wasn't as good last year. It's all right this year, but it ain't no better.
Hmm.
And he still did work. It turned the franchise around. Not saying Caleb can't do it. It's just Caleb has some flaws that he need to work on.
I would
And
slow
I
that
think
on
Caleb can
turn
be
the
successful.
franchise around until we see some more. Look, all these guys are too young to make definitive
Well,
statements
when I say
on.
turn the franchise around,
Yeah,
you got to think about Washington wasn't making the playoffs for
Yeah.
years until he got there. They about to get a brand new stadium because of this kid. I'm just
As long
saying,
as he doesn't get RG3.
man. I hope that don't happen. Lord, jeez.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, but hey, we appreciate y'all questions tonight, man.
Yeah,
Tell
it's
a
been
friend, tell a
lively.
friend.
Yeah.
It's been live. It's been fun.
Yo, Halloween is coming up. You gonna do your usual drunken treating and
Yeah, I'm
thing
gonna
at the
take the
church?
kids.
Watch the Great
Take,
Pumpkin.
no, I'm gonna take the kids. Um, I'm gonna take the kids out to my son is gonna be Batman, and my daughter's gonna be a cheerleader. So I'm gonna be a maintenance man. So
You foolish.
I
Yeah.
know. I'm gonna
Yo,
go. I'm gonna be a maintenance man.
I'm
You
gonna
know.
look. I'm gonna be a proud Raiders fan. So,
Man, look.
I see your
I
brother
can't
out there,
even do the Tamarine.
and I'm gonna
with
do my
that.
Ashton Genty look, and we gonna win it.
Please don't. We don't need you to do that.
Nah,
No, we don't need to do that. But we definitely appreciate everybody's questions. Tell a friend to tell a friend, and like and subscribe, please.
hit like, hit
Um,
subscribe.
and for all the people that was on Facebook, we sorry we'll be back up next week. We appreciate you. We really do.
All right, good luck, everybody. Hope you the best for your week 9 matchups. We'll be back here again next week on Wednesday, 9 o'clock Eastern time. Peace out.
Peace out.